right. Seconds left.
1 lap. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 3, 2, 1.
It's not every day that you find yourself surprised by where you ended up. Sometimes a course is just set for you that you weren't even aware of, and you find yourself in the middle of it. You're a part of something bigger than yourself, something revolutionary, something redefining. To understand how I found myself here, we have to go back to the origin of HOA. Heart of America was started and is captained by this man, Shaun Ames. As a serial hobbyist that tears through boundaries and pursues perfection, he decided to create a drone racing team by pilots for pilots. By chasing the goal of creating the ultimate democratic drone racing team, Shaun has single-handedly redefined this aspect of the sport. What once was chaotic, undefined, and focused on the individual, Shaun sought order, clarity, and realigned team racing with team work. Along with simple organizational structuring, Shaun has worked to change the face of team racing from a technological perspective. Among his creations include video transmitter pit switches, allowing multiple drones to be powered up and ready to rock, building up a custom fleet of drones set aside for team racing, or creating countless hours of content based around setting up a team fleet. With the vision cast, Heart of America was born. Podium finishes at their first several races set them apart, and their first win at Open Grove set the stage. Sebring and XDC races led to a second-place finish at the International Open, and served as a springboard to the largest team racing event in FPV history, Mayhem, Dawn to Dusk. The race, hosted by Shannon Broussard, was an ambitious attempt to host a race that would last 12 hours. Nothing like this had ever been attempted, and Heart of America knew that it had to be a part of it. So fast forward to the largest team race in FPV history, and feel what it was like to find yourself standing in the middle.
So before we head over to the track tomorrow, we're practicing our pitting maneuvers. We're just making sure that we've got the rhythm down for what it's going to be like tomorrow. So we're just doing all of this practicing.
So when the guy in the fourth seat is...
Hold my beer, I'm gonna go catch a gator.
When I first moved to Florida, my brother lives right across the street from me. We're both from Texas. And there was an alligator in his front yard. So he had a stick, and he was trying to scare this alligator, and I had a net. He was trying to scare it into the net. Well, my wife walks out the front door of my house.
Okay.
She looks at us, she walks across the street, drops her knee on the alligator, and just grabs its snout. Man, we felt so stupid.
We're out here in New Orleans, and as you can see, the track is pretty wet. All morning while we were doing all like kind of the last bit of our tech build and setup and all that, it was raining pretty hard. Like I think it actually rained about 2 inches or 2 or 3 inches this morning. So as you can see, the whole field has kind of become a bit of a pond, which, you know, isn't necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but you know, basically crashes are an end to the day for that quad. You can't trust it anymore. But that's also going to force us to fly a little bit smoother. The gates that we have out here, all of them are the 7-foot gates, so they're actually a little bit bigger than usual, so that helps us go faster and safer. But you know, again, at the same time, you're going to go faster, you're going to potentially hit things a little bit harder, so it'll definitely be an adventure, and I'm hoping that it'll dry out more before tomorrow. The forecast is looking really good for it, but you know, you never know.
It's gonna be pure madness, I think. It'll be mayhem, man, really.
12 hours is, our longest race was like 20-30 minutes for team race. It's gonna be a long day, so staying awake too.
So after doing a little bit of practice, I actually feel pretty good about how we're gonna do tomorrow. Our pit switches are on point, like our pilots are all fast, like and consistent. So as long as we go out tomorrow, we don't crash much. We're very careful about, you know, making sure that we kind of stay on that rhythm. I'm feeling pretty good about our chances. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're gonna crush it. We're gonna be definitely on the podium. I think we're gonna win it. So let's get out there. Let's see what happens and stay flying. What time is it? I wish I would have slept a little bit better. I kept kind of rolling over all night long, so that's not great, but feel good otherwise. It's gonna be fun. It's early, but we're gonna get out to the track, get some coffee on the way, and then we're ready to go.
It's 12 hours. Initially in a team race, we do 100 laps, 25 minutes. So you can do the math as we get ready to go green.
Thumbs up, guys. Let's go. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Visors down.
We're doing goggles down, thumbs up. Waiting for the cue from our flight line director, Sir Christopher Thomas, our CEO and founder of Multi-GP. They say they're good. Got 8 video. Arm your quads. 12 hours commences on the tone. As
ready as we're gonna be, baby. Ready.
There's the tone, and away we go. Sit back, relax, and get ready for a ton of drone racing. On to the walk goes. We look to our live stream. One person that's
It's
brand new partners.
It's so fun though, right?
It's incredible amount of fun. It's like just mass chaos. It started off the race like, you know, who could figure out the track the fastest. Our team did a good job with that. And then now it's coming down to the lap times. The gap from best to worst is like that now. So now it's coming down to who can fly the longest and then who can pit the fastest. Which is it's a cool.
Which is definitely Heart of America on the pit.
Yeah, I'd say Heart America has the best fit right now, but we're getting there. We're getting it figured out.
So we're about 2/3 of the way through the day. This has been absolutely exhausting. It's currently 3:45. We're flying until roughly 8 o'clock, so we've still got about 4 hours to go. We've been going back and forth with Team Don't Mess with Texas, and I mean they're fast. Like they've got a bunch of fast guys, but we're just constantly chunking, chunk. We have no delays. We never have any waits in the pits. Like we're just always flying. So like, you know, even if there's a crash, if there's an issue, we're always ready with the next squad, and that's going to be saving us lots of time over time. So we're currently ahead by about 2 or 3 laps, and we're just continuing to grow that lead more and more and more. So I'm really excited to see what's happening, but let's keep it up.
I am not as tired as I thought I'd be.
No, I'm over.
So they have used. Go.
Yeah, 5 lap lead, baby.
Pit switches, team racing, and man, I think if I look back at Sebring, I don't want to judge, but they had probably the most team camaraderie spirit, and here they are with a huge, stellar roster of pilots. Your leaders working on lap number 717. Let's talk about these pilots. Of course, captain and now pilot Shaun Ames, who's been killing it on our qualifier course and all those sim videos as well. He brought 6 quads. You got Nick Mack. He brought
Oh, that's where they messed up.
Ray Spot.
They're missing 6 of my quads.
In the air right now for the team. He brought 6. Sean Taylor, Night Fury, the 2-time multi-GP champion.
All right, Race Spot, this is your last lap. Sean, you're going up next.
You got the 2-time multi-GP champion.
Jaws, I'd like you on backup, please.
Sean Taylor. Now you got the 2-time DRL champion on the team, Jet. You also got Tim, that's Sky FPV. You got Jaws, the original Bud Light pilot, and the reigning DRL champion, Crown Glassies and NERP. That is Heart of America.
Well done, boys.
Roster of pilots.
So we had a bit of a big break for
right
some
now.
timing issues,
And
but
the
we're back at it.
themselves
We're holding on with like
Velocidrome
2 points,
with
3 points over Texas. It's like it's coming down to the wire. So over the next, we got about 2.5 hours left. It's going to be a battle back and forth with Team Texas. Heart of America is still up by 4 or 5.
Nobody knows.
By you, next to you, beside you, and by you.
I'm not as nervous as I'm worried I would be, but we're making progress. We're getting it done.
Order top to bottom. So in the
Team
lead,
Texas
Heart
over there.
of America with 874
They're going down. They see how relaxed I am. They see that I'm vlogging, that I couldn't be bothered. We're gonna win.
Basically, our most consistent
You guys are
fast
still
pilot.
hitting fast laps every single time.
15 to 20 seconds.
But we're catching you.
Y'all still ahead of us.
I think we're still catching you on the out laps.
Yeah.
On the pits.
I don't know. We were doing like 3 to 5 seconds hits.
We're doing 0 seconds.
How are you doing that? Tell me your secret right now. Let's talk about it.
Well, you got to do a whole technology stack. So I could tell you them, but they're not going to help.
It's too late.
Yeah. All right. Seconds left.
America at the split S. Operation last time was only 1 lap.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish up the lap that you are on. How many laps can you do in 12 hours? The number is a ton. So many laps. As we That number is 921 laps, and your winners are Heart of America.
I'm like 10 more
What
What do y'all think of team races, huh? Right?
You carried the team today. That was amazing. Nice work.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, dude. Nerd. You hairy son of a bitch.
That's me.
Like I don't like freak out, but like I get whatever.
I think I saw Shaun.
Don't you like those tingles? You can't buy that. You can't go to the store and buy it off the shelf. You got to race for 12 hours to feel
Results
that.
final.
What you doing there, buddy?
Next.
We did it.
Runners up, third on our podiums. They did 815 laps to be Velocidrome. Come on down. Let's go to your reserve champions. They led for almost the vast majority of the race. They led for at least 3 or 4 times that they were out there, but that 3 or 4 times was the longest that they led, and it came down. We thought it was going to be to attrition or survival of the fittest. It came down to the last couple of laps. A great battle for pretty much the last 4 hours between our top 2 teams. Your reserve champions, 919 laps. Let's bring them up. Thomas with Texas, your reserve champions. They led about 6 times, maybe 7. We can watch that 12-hour live stream back if we really want to. Contend it, because that is going to be so much fun. I want to relive this 12 hours of mayhem. We have one final team that are the true masters of mayhem. They led 6 times at least, maybe 7. Once again, we want your live stream back. They win by 2 laps. They kept the leaders at worst, I'd say 12 laps away. And most of the time, they were 2-3 laps back, and then when it counted, they were across the line holding that lead that last whole section. It's a jam-packed, stacked team. Let's bring them up. Shames, Knick-Knack, Drew, Raceback, Fury, Jet, Sky, Jaws, Nick, your champions, Heart of America, Masters of Mayhem. Dawn to dusk. They are at the top
It's been unbelievable to see what a team focused on pilots can do. There are, countless guys on this podium right now that need a lot of credit. I want to do a big shout out to not just the teams that shared this podium with us, but every team here. What we did today was not easy. We are changing this hobby for the better. And just gigantic shout out to you guys. Gigantic shout out to Tech. Don't mess with Texas. It was legendary. No idea that no matter where we ended up, that we would be this freaking close after 12 hours.
And that was it. 40 drones, 12 hours, 8 pilots, and a whole lot more sweat than I'm willing to admit. By sticking together, united as one team, we battled through the longest race of our lives and stood there together as one. So, the next time you find yourself surprised by where you're standing, just take a second to step back and remember how you got there. The journey, the adventure, and the friendships you build are worth remembering. Go out, aim high, stay flying.